Okay, now we'll go ahead and we'll watch this.
A Mary Sue is a character who is so perfect that he or she warps the world around them to display their perfection. It seems as though nothing in this universe except for Mary Sue is even real.
Yeah, I wonder what that's like.
Is a plot device to make Mary Sue seem flawless and loved. And wow, you might think characters like Sylvanas or Green Jesus are the ultimate Mary Sues in Warcraft
you would think
lore,
that, wouldn't you?
But you have no idea the absurd amount of power that the character Medivh had that made him the most hated character in the lore.
Okay. This is like Medivh's kid, right? This is a perfect place to raise a child, Karazhan.
First, some backstory. Medivh's parents are Medivh and Garona.
Right, yeah.
Medivh was one of the guardians of Tirisfal.
Of course.
Guardians are like these ultra-powerful mages who have a council of other mages channeling their powers into them so they can be the sole defenders of Azeroth from the Burning Legion. Garona is a half-orc, half-Draenei raised by Gul'dan and was brainwashed by Gul'dan into being a killing machine. Stuff happens, and she ends up in Karazhan, which is Medivh's home.
Wait, she had some big-ass titties. Wait, I want to go back to that.
Then into being a killing.
Wow. I don't blame him, man.
Machine. Stuff happens, and she ends up in Karazhan, which is Medivh's home, and they bang, and she gives birth to Medivh. So,
of course.
Yeah, there's a lot of lore there, so maybe we can talk about that later.
A lot of lore.
The point is, Medivh is half human, quarter orc, and quarter Draenei, which makes him pretty unique.
Okay.
But Garona didn't trust herself in taking care of Medivh because of her unstable psyche, and she just yeeted him out of Karazhan.
Wait, what?
Meryl Fellstorm was once a member of the Council of Tirisfal, and he helped raise Medivh in Duskwood. As a young adult, Medivh already harnessed the power of shamanistic and arcane magic and had combat skills with weapons. Also, Medivh was a part of some ancient prophecy that said, and I quote, "When the child of the three realms comes as light, the ancient power will be released. The earth will tremble, the seas will rise up and answer, and all will be madness.
That's a bit much, don't you think?
Bringing with it chaos and peace." Which is just a bunch of dumb jargon that an undead cultist who had a vision of this prophecy reported to Cho'Gall, who was the former right-hand man of Gul'dan, but now the right-hand man of Cthulhu. Cthulhu is an old god that was defeated at this point in time, but not killed. His plan was to use Medivh's power to resurrect the old god once more and usher in the end of the world.
Of course.
And while it doesn't give you direct power, I think being a part of an ancient prophecy deserves to boost up your power level a bit.
Yeah, a little bit, I'd say.
So members of the Twilight Hammer travel to Duskwood to capture Medivh. But Garona suddenly shows up to save the day.
Oh, now Mom comes back. Yeah,
and
sure.
Then she gets brainwashed and then taken to Encourage.
What a dumb bitch.
In the ancient city, Cho'Gall tells her she needs to go crash the meeting the Horde and the Alliance are having in Theramore, and that she needs to kill Varian.
Damn. Wow, what a
bitch. Because, look,
it doesn't matter.
Really know.
That's not part of the
There's
story.
a spy that is the ally of Medivh's adopted father who
shit?
found out this information because the plot needs to keep moving forward.
Of course,
and Medivh goes to Theramore to rescue his mommy that he just found out exists in the first place.
Wait, why would he rescue that bitch, dude? Like, what the fuck? Hell no!
While flying to Theramore,
she threw you out the window, bro!
And pops out of the ocean, and Medivh cuts off one of its tentacles with a small rusty hatchet.
What the fuck?
And uses his shamanistic power to cast down lightning on the beast.
This guy can't do nothing wrong.
Then he falls asleep in a bush while waiting for his mom to do something.
Of course.
In the morning,
of course, that makes sense.
Garona and evil company swoop down on the Horde and the Alliance while riding wyverns. The Alliance think it's an ambush by the Horde. The Horde think the Alliance hired these people to kill them.
When the fuck did they do this?
Fighting each other for the hell of it. And the fight ends with Medivh being captured by Twilight cultists.
Oh shit.
And Garona being captured by the Alliance.
Yeah, what year was this?
No, don't do it.
Valeria convinces Varian that Garona can be an ally if they purify her mind control spell thingy. and she's taken the Egwene, who is Medan's grandmother, to purify her of this mind control spell.
Well, she's the hottest in the 100%.
And then she falls into a coma. Then Valyria and Meryl Windstorm go to AQ to save
Some
Medan,
horny dudes wrote this or drew this.
Used to summon Cthulhu.
Wow.
Then they fight Cho'Gall in a fight scene that lasts 2.5 issues of the comic.
Wait, what the fuck, dude? Look at his neck, bro. Look at that neck, dude. He's got some fucking muscles in his neck. God damn. Guy's swole.
Fight scene that lasts 2.5 issues of the comic, and in the fight, Medan is broken from his trance of being literally pinned against the body of an all-powerful god, then cleanses himself in a matter of seconds and heals Meryl.
What?
Right?
What the fuck?
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, Valyria also has a demon trapped inside of her.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
She gives into the demon's power and shoots a giant laser beam at Cho'Gall.
Yeah, that makes sense. Wait,
and then Cho turns into a demonic Pai Mei, and Gall turns into a chicken, and then our 3 heroes teleport out to the entrance of AQ.
What the fuck?
At this point, Valyria is fully possessed by the demon and attempts to suck the life force out of Medan, while the whispers of Cthulhu are invading his mind.
That sounds great.
But that doesn't matter. He just blows up on fire, and
Meryl
Meryl convinces the demon within Valyria to inhabit his body instead, because he can suppress the demon's power inside of himself.
Yeah, dude.
Then they teleport to Theramore to go see Garona, but she has disappeared and somebody kidnapped her. So let's play a game. Who kidnapped Garona?
This time.
Is it A, a member of the Twilight Hammer, B, the spirit of Medivh, C, Sir Finley Murgleton, or D, Murad?
I'm gonna go with C.
It was Murad. You know,
wait,
Murad,
why?
that one Draenei in the BC cinematic,
Why the fuck
or that one guy in the Lords of War trailer back in WoD.
What? Put your seal on that order.
Yeah, Murad. He kidnapped her and took her to Onyxia's lair,
of all
places, and tells her, "Oh, hello, I am your uncle." Because apparently he is in fact her uncle. Then Medan shows up and is suffering from old god whispers invading his mind. And to help suppress the whispers, Murad teaches him how to use the light, which Medan learns how to wield instantly.
Of course.
So now Egwene, Medan, Murad, Jaina, Valyria, and Meryl all talk about how they can defeat the threat of Cho'Gall, and the idea of having another guardian is brought up. But this time, instead of a bunch of mages empowering them, they can get a bunch of different types of magic to empower one person. So druids, priests, shamans, basically every class in the game. And you probably know where this is going, but oh my god, remember that prophecy I talked about at the start of the video?
Yeah.
Well, now it's fulfilled. And there's an old god minion that just came out of the water, and Medan kills it by casting a giant lightning beam from the sky.
Wow. Okay, well that settles it.
And then it dies. Later that day, the spirit of Medivh shows up while Medan is trying to sleep, and is all like, "Come to Karazhan to talk to me. I miss you, son."
Okay.
And Medan's all like, "Fuck off, no." And then he falls asleep.
Damn.
The next day, Murad and Medan go to Outlands to Shatrath City to talk to Khadgar, who's Medivh's apprentice, and is all like, "You know, Medivh, he may have been the guy to open up the Dark Portal and doom Azeroth to a fate of never-ending warfare."
Yeah, that was kind of a bad thing.
He wasn't really a bad guy. He was just corrupted.
That's true, though. Like, it wasn't really Medivh. That was Sargeras. No, really, you think about it. That's Sargeras. Like, no, really. Because, like, fucking Egwene banished the avatar Sargeras, and in the process of that, he cursed Egwene, and her kid was, basically infected with Sargeras brain control, and that's why Medivh opened up the portal. Like, that's not his fault. That's not his fault. It's like saying it's Arthas' fault whenever he did bad shit as a Lich King. No, it was a sword, dude. The sword making him do shit.
Yeah, you're also the Light's chosen one to stop all evil on Azeroth.
That makes sense.
Good luck with that.
Okay.
While flying back to the portal, Medivh is summoned to Karazhan by his father to a giant chess table.
Oh,
During
shit.
the scene, Medivh talks about how he banged Garona and that Medivh should choose a unique path and that his destiny is his own. Then Medivh and his spirit friends funnel the rest of their power into Medivh.
Wow.
Medivh is then teleported back to Theramore, where there are evil elementals, and they are destroying the stronghold.
Oh,
However, will they be able to overcome this threat? Well, by Jaina, Murad, and Rhaegar casting the ritual of sharing on Medivh, so he can shoot a giant laser beam at the elementals.
What? Why didn't they just shoot the elementals? The ritual of sharing.
The new council of classes was assembled, ready to defeat Cho'Gall, leader of the Twilight Hammer, once and for all. The members of the council are Hamel Runetotem, Brule Bearmantle, Rowan, Dylan Wrathscar, Rhaegar Earthfury,
This is fucking ridiculous.
Jaina, and Murad.
This is
The
fucking
council
ridiculous.
was teleported to the Twisting Nether because
that's where they have to do it.
It looks cool.
It does.
And this is where they'd funnel their power into Medivh.
They're all standing on a
You know what
rock.
time it is? It's morphin' time!
Captain Planet time?
Druid!
Okay, never mind.
Paladin! Shaman! Priest! Mage! Other mage.
There you go. Oh,
With
shit.
their powers channeled into Medivh, he teleported down to AQ to fight alongside Meryl, Valyria, and Egwin one last time to defeat Cho'Gall. The fight starts with Medivh summoning a giant spirit bomb. Then Cho'Gall summons all of his energy to shoot laser beams
Cho'Gall
at
was a
Thunderblood,
badass.
Stormwind, Orgrimmar, and I think that's the Maelstrom, all at the same time. Cho'Gall and Medivh then
This
do
is some
Harry
Dragon
Potter
Ball Z
laser beam
shit. What the fuck,
in
dude?
an attempt to give Medivh more power, Garona attempts to retrieve a Tesh, Great Staff of the Guardian, which was Medivh's father's staff. But the demon within Meryl attempts to claim the staff for his own, and in the scuffle, he strikes down Medivh's grandmother. The demon then flies into the Twisting Nether to attack the council at the source.
What?
But thankfully, they strike him down. Medivh wields the Slay-Tesh, and he shoots a giant fucking laser beam at Cho'Gall.
Okay, this makes a lot of sense.
Happily ever after. And that's the story of Medivh. Now, let's ponder for a moment. Why is this the worst story in Warcraft? Well, first off, Medivh is just too powerful for his own good. He's just such a generic stereotype of a chosen one character that is suddenly introduced and stronger than any character in Warcraft. He runs into literally dozens of established characters in the lore who are just randomly added to the story and don't really need to be there. He's an extreme power fantasy that sort of just craps on the rest of the lore and his father's legacy.
Like
a lot of Medivh's story was about how
King.
he wanted to make sure that Azeroth didn't need
what the
another
fuck?
Guardian. So now that Medivh's the Guardian, it kind of makes that whole section of the lore obsolete.
Yeah, pretty
Medivh
much.
has never been seen in-game, despite his major lore significance. And in Volume 3 of the Warcraft Chronicle book, a series of books explaining the definitive canon, Medivh is in the index, but is on the page 404.
That's a good... Alright, that's a good decision Boyzard went with. Alright. Yeah, the guy's a little OP. I feel like a story like this is completely fine as long as it's not in the context of like a larger thing. So like, for example, I mean, you have stories where like you have like some super powerful character, but like the story is centered around that character. The reason why this is a bad character is there's already an established kind of power dynamic of the game, and then you have something else that subverts the power dynamic. That's really why it's an issue. If this was a standalone story, it would just be stupid, but you know, like whatever, who cares? And so that's pretty much the way that I see it.